Leviticus 26, verse 3 and 4. If you walk in my statutes, and keep my commandments, and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. Short, plain, and rhythmic. This is covenant language, promise tied to conduct. Phrase by phrase unpacking. If you walk in my statutes. Walk is life in motion language. It means living day by day according to God's ways, not a single act or a checklist. Statutes are God's ordinances for community life and holiness. And keep my commandments and do them. 3 verbs that stack up to emphasize wholehearted obedience. Internal commitment, keep. Outward action, do. And habitual living, walk. The point: faith shows itself in consistent practice. Then I will give you rain in due season. Rain symbolizes God's timely provision. Due season reminds us that God's timing is ordered and dependable, not random. And the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. Concrete fruitfulness, food, economic stability, flourishing creation. The promise is holistic: soil, trees, harvest. The whole community benefits. Context to hold in your hand. This verse sits inside a covenantal promise to Israel: blessing for obedience, consequences for disobedience. It's not a mechanical prosperity formula. Rather, it shows how obedient living produces conditions where God's provision can flourish. Think of it as God saying, "Live the life I designed for human flourishing, and I'll steward the outcomes." Why this matters today: we live in a world that separates spirituality from daily living, faith from farming, prayer from policy. Leviticus 26, 3-4 refuses that divorce. It ties spiritual obedience to social and ecological flourishing. The rain and yield images speak directly to contemporary concerns: climate stewardship, food security, economic justice, and community well-being. This passage also corrects 2 modern errors. Legalism. Obedience is not meant to be joyless rule-following. It's a lived relationship that cultivates communities where people flourish. Passive fatalism. We don't sit back waiting for blessings. The covenant frames blessing as partnership. God provides, and we act responsibly. Practical modern applications. Care for creation. Rain in due season invites sustainable agriculture, conservation, and policies that respect natural rhythms. Faithful living includes environmental stewardship, integrity in work and commerce. Honest business, fair wages, and community-minded practices create conditions for real yield. Neighborly love. Worship and private piety are good, but public justice, feeding the poor, and supporting vulnerable neighbors are obedience lived out. Responsible action plus prayer. Plant, water, teach, vote, mediate conflict, then pray for God's timing. Obedience and dependence go together. Long view patience. Due season trains us against instant gratification. Some blessings require faithful waiting and persistence. A small practical exercise this week: pick 1 concrete statute you can walk in. For example, practice generosity, reduce waste, speak truth in a difficult convo. Do it daily for 7 days. Each evening, pray a line from the verse: Lord, help me walk in your statutes. Bring fruit in your due season. Notice what changes in your heart and in your neighborhood. Closing nudge. Leviticus 26, 3 Homar gives faith a social edge. Obedience isn't only spiritual floss. It's the routine that prepares soil for God's provision. Live faithfully, act responsibly, and trust God's timing. In short, work the field, love the neighbor, and sleep a bit easier. The rain comes in God's season. Yes, even when the weather app lies.